Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ray Tampa Podcast. Our podcast offers bold commentary on various subject matters with a laser-like focus on the truth. My name is Ray Tampa, and I'm the host of the Ray Tampa Podcast. We have in our studio two very intelligent and dedicated gentlemen, Mr. Russell Cato and Mr. Jamie Wilson III. Mr. Cato is a retired educator with 40 plus years of experience working in the Pinellas County schools. Mr. Wilson is a physical therapist working for more than 25 years in that capacity. And he's also near completion of the program to become a nurse practitioner, just as his wife and son are. What an awesome pair we have as my co-hosts. We're happy to have one of St. Petersburg's more prominent, I want to say that again, more prominent pastors, Dr. G. Greg Murray of Mount Zion Primitive Baptist Church, joining us today. Pastor Dr. Murray, once again, welcome to the Ray Tampa Podcast.
Thank you, Ray, for having me.
By all means, appreciate you being here. Pastor Dr. Murray is the originator of a Facebook page entitled Jesus Followers for American Democracy. Lots and lots of very interesting postings have been shared on this page. Today's podcast is taken explicitly from that forum. The subject is President Obama's achievements. The author of the posting wrote it in response to Trump supporters claiming, quote, "We suffered under Obama for 8 years," end of quote. With that being the lead in to our discussion today, what we're going to do is see just how much suffering they did by pointing out all the amazing things that President Obama accomplished during his 2 terms in office. The day Obama took office, the Dow closed at 7.949 points. 8 years later, the Dow had almost tripled. With $80 billion approved by Congress, Obama bailed out the automakers, General Motors and Chrysler. The auto industry survived and paid back the $80 billion with interest. Obama deterred another mass attack since 9/11. No other mass attack of the nature since 9/11.
President Obama also can be credited for,
of course, killing Osama bin Laden. He reduced the number of troops in Afghanistan and Iraq from 180,000 to just under 15,000. He significantly increased the funding for the Department of Veterans Affairs. President Obama launched a program called Opening Doors, which led to a 47% decline in veterans' homelessness. He also set a record of 73 straight months of private sector job growth. Due to President Obama's policies, greenhouse gas emissions decreased by 12%, production of renewable energy more than doubled, and our dependence on foreign oil was cut in half.
In continuing, Obama assigned the Lilly Ledbetter Act, making it easier for women to sue employers for unequal pay. Obama's Omnibus Public Lands Management Act designated more than 2 million acres of land as wilderness, creating thousands of miles of trails and protecting over 1,000 miles of rivers. He reduced the federal deficit from 9.8% to just under well, that was in 2009, to 3.2% in 2016.
Good.
For all the inadequacies of the Affordable Care Act, please be reminded that before the ACA, you could be denied coverage for pre-existing conditions, and your kids could not stay on their, or kids could not stay on their parents' policies up to the age of 26. Obama approved a $14.5 billion system to rebuild the levees in New Orleans. Obama did all of this despite Mitch McConnell's vow that his singular mission would be to block anything Obama tried to do. While Obama failed to close the prison at Guantanamo Bay, he did reduce that population from 242 million prisoners to around 50. Obama expanded funding for embryonic stem cell research, supporting groundbreaking advancements in the areas like spinal injury treatment and cancer.
We must thank to Obama for credit card companies can no longer charge hidden fees or raise interest without advance notice. Most years, Obama threw a 4th of July party for military families. He held babies, played games with children, served barbecue, and led the singing of happy birthday to his daughter, Malaya, who was born on July the 4th. Obama comforted families and communities more than a dozen mass shootings after Sandy Hook. He said the majority of those who died were children, beautiful little kids between the ages of 5 and 10 years of old age. Yet, he never took away anyone's gun. He sang Amazing Grace spontaneously at the altar during a funeral. Obama was the first president since Eisenhower to serve 2 terms without the personal or political scandal. He was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize.
President Obama was not perfect, as no man or president is. And you can certainly disagree with his political ideologies. But to say we suffered during his 8 years in office, come on now. If that is the argument, if that is how we suffered, I have one wish. May we be so fortunate as to suffer 8 more years. Thank you. Thank you, President Obama.
Yes.
So at this time, we're going to discuss some of the things we just read. And we're going to turn it over to the man who posted this on the page entitled Jesus Followers for American Democracy, Dr. Pastor Greg Murray.
Right.
Thank you,
right,
brother.
Right. Right.
For your facts. I believe that truth still matters, even though it seems like truth is taking a back seat to lies, to deception, and so many people are being led astray. And if I'm a preacher is preaching actual Jesus, then we have a respect for the truth, because we understand it's the truth that will set you free. And so we wrote this article just to set the record straight, because I hear too many times from too many Trump supporters, from too many people who describe themselves as being MAGA, who have been led astray, by the way, that we suffered under Obama. And I took great, offense to that, not only because Obama is a black man, but he was, in my opinion, and the opinion of so many other people, white and black alike, leaders around the world, that President Obama was one of the best presidents of our time.
Yes.
And the facts bear me out. You just have to be a lover and appreciate a person that appreciates facts. It was read to you. Amen. If you need to rewind this podcast and read them again and have these brothers read them again into your hearing, well, there it is. We did not suffer. Well, you know what? We're suffering now. And the 4 years Trump's first term, we suffered then. He was handed a Rolls Royce of a government,
Mhm.
and he turned it into a beat up jalopy when he got finished. And he's doing the same thing now. He's taking a axe to a beautiful vehicle that Obama, not only Obama, but President Biden as well. And if you get your facts from Fox, maybe you might think that we suffered. If you listen to Fox all the time for your information, maybe you might believe that we suffered. But if you want truth, then you research it for yourself. You research the things that Obama was actually able to do. And there it is in black and white.
The thing about this podcast today, our focus is on Obama's achievements.
Mhm.
But let it be known that Biden has been credited
Mhm.
with more
Mhm.
significant
Mhm.
achievements than what we read for Obama. But the information just never got out to the public.
Messaging is the problem with.
Oh man, Biden did not, under any circumstance, get credit for the things that he accomplished. And he didn't have Mitch McConnell to block him,
Mhm.
such as Obama had. I want to emphasize something else. Even though we read a lot of interesting facts about accomplishments of Obama, please, audience, understand that there's so much more. There's so much more, such as the Dodd-Frank Act.
Yes.
That's a very important piece of legislation that he supported and approved. And the fact that he extended the Bush tax cuts,
Yes.
he extended the ones that were beneficial to the American people, even though Bush was a president of a different party. He was not so petty as to look the other way. Besides that, we didn't mention the fact that Obama appointed 2 females to the Supreme Court, one of which was the first Hispanic on the Supreme Court. He also ordered the 2011 military intervention in Libya that eventually overthrew Gaddafi. And the list goes on, and the list goes on. Anybody else?
I think what you said is so true, but I think people just fail to realize that because people are hurting. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Inflation, these things are hurting people. They don't have time to, as you said, Pastor, to really evaluate what are the facts. Are these the facts? Because people are hurting in this country. You know what I'm saying? Economics.
And it's so early in this man's presidency
Right.
that they're hurting so bad.
Right.
Hurt.
There.
They weren't hurting before November 5th, but after November 5th and up to this date, they're hurting really bad. Look at the protests
Mhm.
all across the country. Just out there on Tyrone Boulevard here in our area, all the postal workers
Yep.
standing out there protesting. And there are going to be so many more. But a lot of those same people voted for this nutcase. Anything else, Pastor?
Yes. Sir.
Yeah, Pastor, you started out by saying how the Republican Party lies. And I was watching the Lord. This has to do with lies and Trump lying and our trade partners that are really basically attached to us. And I'm talking about Mexico, in China. Trump did an interview with Laura Ingraham, and they were talking about tariffs. He told a lie saying, oh yeah, Canada, oh, they want to impose a 250% tariff. First of all, they have a free trade zone that was established in 1934, and that's with Mexico and Canada. It's a lie. It's 0%. It's 0%. Trump is trying to make it 25%. President Obama did not lie. That's one thing he didn't do. He wasn't a liar. Trump, 2 days ago, this man just told his lie.
Every day he's going to tell a lie. So let's get used to that. When he was president the first time,
That's
Mhm.
the original nature.
they kept a track of that stuff.
Mhm.
And what was the total number of lies at the end of his term?
30,000.
30,000. I thought it was 50, but
And those
There was
were
so many.
verifiable lies, but he was so off the chain with his lies that
It's crazy.
it wasn't even worth researching whether or not it was verifiable or not. It's embarrassing.
his philosophy was and still is,
Mhm.
if I tell a lie and I keep telling that lie, eventually it will become truth. People will believe it to be the truth. Tell that lie
Two
enough.
issues with what's going on, Ray. Two issues. The fact that so many people can be deceived, so many intelligent people, so many black people,
Oh,
so many brown people can be
Yeah.
deceived. Like as if this man was going to actually come in and do something when he told you what he was going to do. That Project 2025 was real.
it's real.
And he has been about the business of dismantling democracy, especially for black and brown people, our HBCUs, calling DEI evil, and all of the advancements that our people lived and died and bled for. This man is turning it back. And the second thing is we have allowed the Republicans to control the narrative, to Jamie's point.
Oh,
Democrats have been weak. Democrats have let the Republicans control the narrative. Where was the response? MSNBC, which was supposed to be a liberal response to all of the lies that Fox told, now they've allowed Trump because he wanted a black woman fired. Joy Reid lost her show. Now he's going after Rachel Maddow, a lesbian woman who told the truth about Trump. He's going after everybody that tells the truth.
Yeah.
How could you describe yourself to be a Christian, which was the white evangelical church that really helped him get elected? How could you call yourself a Christian and not value the truth?
Because it's
When
based
Jesus
on
said, "I am the truth, the way, and the life."
They voted him in because of racism. They thought,
racism.
first of all, not all Republicans are racist, but you can bet your bottom dollar, hang on, curse, that every racist voted for Trump. And that's the bottom line. Trump has done is lie after lie after lie. And all you that voted for him, you thought it was just going to affect blacks and Mexicans. That's what they thought. It's coming after them. And I don't feel sorry for you.
Let me say,
I don't feel sorry for you.
let me say this too. I don't think anyone noticed it. South Africa, put it in your head, the apartheid system. Remember that. The ambassador from South Africa, Trump told him, "Tell your ass home." You know why? Because the ambassador said, "You know what, Mr. Trump? You're preaching white supremacy."
Exactly.
When that man told Trump that, he said, "Your ass got to go home." Now think about this. Musk is from South Africa.
Oh, apartheid.
The bringing of immigrants to America now, he's saying to the South African people, "I'm going to let you come in here. Work hard." Watch it now. There are people in South Africa praising Trump now, praising him, because they got a way to come here to this country, an easy way to get in. See, all of this, it's racism, man.
It is.
You know it.
Let's make a point of how easy it is for them to get in.
Yeah.
Just present us with $5 million.
That's all you need.
$5 million, you come in, no matter what. How dumb you are, it doesn't matter.
Right.
If you got $5 million, come on in. This man is all about swindling all about fraud, all about doing the things that should have him in jail. He's selling the presidency. And we got people in Congress sitting on their hands, looking the other way. Oh man, it's ridiculous.
Let's really, and I'm glad that we're calling it what it is. What exactly does make America great again really mean? Because you explained to me, and I'm a historian of American history, you explained to me what part of American history was America great? Was it the 1600s when those slave ships are coming in? Was it in the 1700s when we had slavery was the order of the day and we were brutalizing and kidnapping people from their homeland? Or was it in the 1800s when still slavery was the order of the day? Or was it with Jim Crow after slavery was abolished? When was America great again? I submit to you that what it really means is make America white again. They want their country back. They saw black people making progress. To see a black family in the White House caused some people to be sick. You talking about Trump derangement syndrome. There really was Obama derangement syndrome. It caused some people to be sick. And so they said, we got to get together so this can never happen again. We have to take our country back one state at a time, one racist policy at a time. And that is what Project 2025 is all about. And you black folks who think that you will not be, amen, even considered to go back to slavery, then you need to rethink what these people want to really truly do. And you need to educate yourself about Project 25. It is designed to take us back to a South African type apartheid. It is designed to take apart our educational institutions. It is designed to keep us more ignorant, amen, to the things that are really happening today. So if you call yourself an enlightened black man, if you call yourself an enlightened white person, then you need to know what's truly going on, and it ain't for our good.
I want to do something here. You mentioned the black supporters of Trump, and the ones that come to my mind, are so embarrassing. It's ridiculous. And I want to see if you all are on the same page with your mindset. So if I call out a name, I want to go around and everybody identify a pathetic black individual who supported Trump. And I'm going to start with Tim Scott.
Oh.
Seems like everybody wants to start with that thing.
I'm going to tell you the most embarrassing. Herschel Walker.
Herschel
He
Walker.
couldn't get a job at McDonald's. Oh my God.
Russ, who you got?
What's that name?
Donaldson,
Donaldson?
the congressman from
That's-
Tampa area.
Right. Donaldson.
Embarrassing.
Who?
And none of them got a job.
No.
None of them got a job in Trump's administration.
They
So
raking
how
the
do
White
you
House
feel
lawn.
now?
They raking the lawn in the White House. They
You
raking the
can
Give us a
bring him his
name.
food. You can
But-
buy his shoes. There's Stephen A. Smith, who's a
Okay.
commentator from ESPN, and I love sports. I used to watch First Take almost originally, but when I saw Stephen A. coon up to Trump,
I know it.
and try to soothe the savage beast, we had a right to be upset. We had a right to be alarmed with what was happening, and he got used. Amen. Now he's making a lot of money for ESPN. He is the largest paid commentator there now, a black man. So you forgot what it took for you to get there, and then there's Clarence Thomas. You forgot that it was affirmative action that got you to where you are on the Supreme Court and got you to go to college. How soon do people forget what it took to get there? And now they think that, well, we can become friends with these people. And they want you in slave clothes just as bad as they want me in slave clothes. And we ain't having it. We are not going back. We will continue to educate our people, and we will continue to resist. And man, and a lot of white folks are coming on board now, because you can't do this without educated white folks. And now we are coming together. We are seeing that we have been bamboozled. And a lot of people aren't happy about it, including MAGA people.
Bamboozled and led astray.
And
led astray.
And to be clear, this topic is not about white people. This topic is about racist Republicans. That's what we're talking about. And you take the Stephen A. Smiths and the Thomases, they try to measure up to the white power structure. You're never gonna get in that club. No one wants to be black. To be honest, white people, all these other races, everybody, they don't want to be black. They don't want to be black. This hierarchy, they want to maintain their status in hierarchy. And I'm cool with all races or whatever, but you got to understand the black race, we have in the 60s, 50s, we done marched, we done did everything. And a lot of these other races piggyback off of us. We took the beatings, the spit on, the going to jail to get change. But they piggybacked off us, a lot of them. And now you want to know where the black people now? Man, y'all better.
It's enough to get the blood boiling.
Yeah.
He
Definitely.
scared folks with this thing called replacement theory. He started making good white folks think that the black and brown people were here to replace them. We're here to take their jobs. I remember nobody wanted those jobs that the brown people are doing.
Right.
When the black folks was doing those jobs, nobody wanted those jobs either.
Right.
Amen. So now, well, they want to take our job, but that was just, and they want to take our guns, but that was just to rile people up to get them to vote in terms of their favor so they can get their agenda across. And that is to create tax cuts for billionaires and make their rich partners even richer. And the difference between now folks who are just making it and rich billionaires now is getting wider and wider in America. The middle class is shrinking. They don't need a middle class anymore. They want to enrich themselves for the sake, amen, of people who are good people. And you see that happening. And we want to educate our people, and my group is doing that. It's called Jesus Followers for American Democracy. Now let's look at who Jesus was if you really want to understand what we need to do today. Jesus was for everybody. Jesus was making sure we all eat. Jesus was for equality. Jesus was for making sure that the truth gets out there and that people will not suffer because of the color of their skin or their ethnicity or even their religion.
Well, see, Pastor, that's the thing that bothers me when you look at DEI. Because if you look at DEI, Jesus Christ was the DEI person.
Yes.
You can't get away from that. So I say this to you and other churches. I think that if we're going to make some progress, we got to involve these churches in coming out and looking at the political scene more and more and more. Because I don't believe churches really look at the political scene like they should. Because my thing, the greatest amount of population of Black people is on Sunday. Where else can you get a message across other on a Sunday because they're there? And I used to tell my church that you got to involve yourself more in this political thing now. Because if we don't, we're going down the tubes. We're going down the tubes.
It's a sad thing, Russ, when you talk about the churches needing to do this, the churches needing to do that. Pastor Murray and Pastor Sykes, if we could
Clone y'all.
clone them
Clone y'all.
10 times over. Clone them today and then clone them again the next day and the next day. We need more of these individuals.
Yes, we do.
Jamal Bryant,
Yes.
passed out of Baltimore, Maryland. I was watching a speech he did where he was saying to his audience and actually to the general public, come after me.
Yeah.
Come after me. You all must not know. I'm from the west side of Baltimore. Come after me. He's not afraid to say what he needs to say. Not that he's a person wanting to fight, but he's certainly a person who's willing to speak up and speak out. And I really respect Pastor Murray and Pastor Sykes for being those type pastors. Speak up and speak out. And with that being said, fellas, we're at the end. We're at the end. 30 minutes goes by fast. 30 minutes goes by fast. And we want to thank Pastor Murray for being here with us today. We always appreciate you.
Thank you for having me, man.
Thank
It's always
you.
a pleasure to be here with you, brothers, man. I love you, brothers, and what you're doing.
Man. Love your spirit.
Thank you, brother.
And I want to thank my co-hosts for doing a great job as always. They're always on point with the information. I want to thank you, the listeners, for tuning into the Ray Tampa podcast and ask that you do so each and every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m., 99.1 FM, The Bird. And also go to YouTube, type in the Ray Tampa podcast and you can see them all. And with that being said, good evening.